Thank you, Dean. As a philanthropic partner, I think you can tell that we just wish that he had more passion and energy for what he's doing here today. And next year when we're up here, we're going to have that collaborative energy center. We're going to have that collaborative energy center in the ground when we're up here next year. All right? Mark my words. When we talk about extraordinary places, I can't let that discussion end without mentioning the one that we're sitting in right now, the Gretzky Alumni Center. For our campus partners, and certainly for the devoted team that resides in here as employees of the Alumni Association and Foundation, the Gretzky Center is really a philanthropic model. It's a daily reminder to us of our work's purpose and the impact that philanthropy has made and will make in the future on our campus. That philanthropy also includes the impact that's been made through innovative programs. Through North Dakota Spirit, more than $55 million to date are directed to UND's programs, which will lead to economic development and job creation. And of course, none of this would be possible without our inspirational educators, without whom we would not be able to sustain the university's mission of providing an exceptional education. There's no one better suited to speak on the impact program and faculty support is making on our campus than perhaps our most critical campus philanthropic partner, along with the president, the provost, and vice president for academic affairs at the University of North Dakota. Please welcome Paul LaBelle.
4 minutes, huh? Lawyers can't clear our throats in fewer than 6 minutes. 6 billable minutes. I think when you look at the experience of UND in the last few years, what you find is a shared commitment between the UND Foundation and the university to achieving excellence on many fronts. The special responsibilities of the Provost's Office and the Division of Academic Affairs correspond to two of the main areas of focus of the North Dakota Spirit campaign: the quality of the academic programs and the support of an outstanding faculty. On both fronts, I think we understand we have ample reason to celebrate our accomplishments, and at the same time, we recognize that we have ambitious goals that will keep us from being complacent. UND has a strong and long history of a commitment to excellence in teaching. The ways in which that excellence occurs are expanding to include a whole range of exciting new opportunities to enhance the student learning experience. The objective is engagement, to get and to keep students connected to the learning process. We've invested in a number of initiatives to deepen and broaden engagement on our campus, with an initial concentration on the first year. We know that if engagement takes place in the first year, students are more likely to be successful in reaching their educational and their career goals. So, for example, we're in our second year of a series of new types of first-year courses under the umbrella label of the first-year experience. These include creative and innovative courses that use a seminar format that involves students in sophisticated research, that are interdisciplinary, that are taught by faculty from different departments and colleges, that sometimes include a residential component, and that use active learning and collaborative learning to accomplish two main goals. One goal is, of course, to master a course's content. But the other, which is at least as important, and I think more important, is to develop ways of learning that will continue throughout the student's work in college and also into the graduate's approach to their careers and their professions. And I can't mention active learning and collaborative learning without calling attention to a brand new classroom space that we opened this year. It's called a Scale-Up Classroom, and the acronym stands for Student-Centered Active Learning Environment. There is nothing like it on campus. And we're one of the early adopters of scale-up technology and space use in our region. from the classroom configuration, in tables that have small groups of students interacting throughout the class period, to the cutting-edge technology that opens access to all avenues of learning, to the care with which faculty are creating best practices for the maximum effectiveness in the use of this new teaching and learning space. We're leading the way to an enriching educational experience for our students. How does that tie into the North Dakota Spirit campaign? We've created one of those classrooms, and that's not an approximate number. On a campus of 15,000 students, there is such a high interest in taking advantage of the opportunities to be in the scale-up classroom that I think we might end up having to auction off the ability to schedule courses in that room. The point is that as we learn from our experience in the scale-up room, we are seeing many more opportunities across campus to change the physical environment in a way that enhances the learning that goes on in that space. And philanthropy will be absolutely essential to our increased ability to offer these rewarding and effective new types of experience to all of our students. Student learning is what we're all about. Teaching is how we accomplish that. I've mentioned some innovative methodologies, taking advantage of cutting-edge research in scholarly disciplines and in the scholarship of teaching and learning. That story would be less impressive without a faculty of stars who embrace the opportunities to create new knowledge, to explore new ways of teaching, and to make a difference in the lives of our students for the rest of their lives. We are so fortunate at UND to have such a faculty. Every week we have new examples of national and international recognition of the quality and the importance of the work of our faculty. That recognition includes professional organizations that acknowledge the roles of our faculty in their disciplines. I could point to many examples of this. A great example is Dr. Jerome Delhomme in our Department of Chemistry. Dr. Delhomme received a National Science Foundation Career Fellow Award, one of the most prestigious recognitions of an early career scholar in the sciences. And that award was followed very quickly by an American Chemical Society Outstanding Junior Faculty Award in Computational Chemistry. And Dr. Delhomme is certainly not alone in that high level of recognition. That's the kind of faculty star we need to make available to all of our students in all of our programs. And make no mistake, recruiting stars is not enough. We have to keep them. And that takes resources to support their research, to support their teaching, and to enable them to play such critical roles in their professions. The exceptional quality of our faculty also receives recognition by public policymakers who draw on their expertise in order to inform vital issues of public policy, testifying before legislative committees at the state and national level, serving as consultants on study projects and on policy reform bodies. And we have research being supported by public and private bodies together to move into uncharted terrain and to do so in a responsible and ethical manner. And the compelling example of our faculty playing that role is what we're doing in unmanned aerial systems work. That work is cutting edge. It's transformative. And it also has a dimension that is reflective of the difference that our faculty make. The work on UAS issues is centered in the Department of Aviation in the Odegaard School of Aerospace Sciences, but it also cuts across many disciplines and colleges on our campus. We're able to take advantage of the right sizing of UND We have a rich array of programs and disciplines, and we have that richness in a university that is still small enough to have a sense of belonging to a community. So, do we have innovative programs? Do we have inspirational educators? As my French-Canadian grandparents would have said if they had emigrated to North Dakota instead of New England, you betcha.